Hey everybody, this is Jonathan, and I wanted to give you a little bit of a heads up. We ended up losing episode 8, or what was going to be episode 8. It was a fun time filled with pie eating contests, smut shops, and all sorts of things, but it ended up getting lost in the ether and we just couldn't find it. So, from everybody here, we're sorry that you missed out on that particular episode. We were really looking forward to you experiencing that with us. I hope that you enjoy this episode, so let's get right to the action, shall we?
Welcome back to the table, Ring of Contrarians. Last time, the party continued their shopping, exploded a blacksmith shop, and bought smut. Lots and lots of smut. In the background, Chad's Carnival of Curiosities continued to run its course, while Dio made a sweet 70 gold playing his bagpipes in the square, until the pie-eating contest began. Winning over Birdie's stalwart constitution by a bare margin, Dio won the contest, and received a magical amulet, as well as a secretive word from Chad, the carnival's owner. With a laugh and a quick farewell, Chad poofed the entire shebang out of existence. Confused but pleasantly stated by their day of festivities, the party retreated to the inn for the night, settling down to a restful night of vivid dreams. Take it away, Ian.
All right. So, as a quick thing to the audience, our player for Vola is not here tonight. We will be having Dio cover her character as well. And last we left off, most of your characters were sleeping, except for Sipho's reading through his book. At a certain point, Sipho seemed to kind of daze off in a little bit of a daydream. Kaine not really remembering her dreams for some reason. And then the rest of the party having incredibly vivid, incredibly intense dream that you can just remember very sparse details from. A night creature, frost monster, really bright red light that was intense and then gone. And then standing in front of a little charm that you were able to grab, knowing what it does. And then, all of a sudden, waking up to the sound of rolling thunder off into the distance, getting incredibly loud as it crashes against the canyon walls. Just sounds like a repeatable action. It doesn't sound natural. There's a rhythm to it. A few seconds and you can hear it again, and eventually it fades off into the morning snow. What are you guys gonna do?
Okay, who was in what room? How many rooms did we have?
Y'all had 3 rooms.
Okay, so I was in a room with Vola. Who was in what rooms for you guys?
Dio probably roomed with Leosin.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I probably remember.
Then you room with Kaine.
Mm-hmm.
Birdie is wide awake, just like everybody else at this point. The first thing she does is go straight to the Dragonborn's room and just start banging on the door, yelling for Sipho's.
You can hear somebody just bulldozing their way through the hallway, banging on the door.
Sipho's!
I go to open it, kind of in a rush, being like, what's...
I immediately grab your face.
Hello.
I'm like looking you over. You know, like an ant who hasn't seen you in forever,
Oh.
right?
Uh-huh.
Like immediately looking you over.
Can I help you?
Oh, thank God you're in one piece.
Why would that not be? Did you make that loud racket?
The thunder? No, that wasn't me.
Do we hear this?
The entire tavern can hear this.
Sipho!
It's very, not very subtle.
There is nothing subtle about Birdie.
No.
Thank you very much.
Dio opens up his door.
Okay.
Aye! Shut the fuck up! Closes the door.
Alright.
Wait, Dio, aren't we supposed to be getting ready, though?
Aye, but I like slamming the doors.
Oh.
As long as you're in one piece, it's all that matters.
Okay. Guy there, are you okay?
Birdie peeks into the room.
Okay, good. I think she's just waking up. It's okay. Okay, so you heard that thunder, right?
Yeah, I think everybody did.
Yeah, that definitely wasn't. You can definitely tell that's not natural, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's definitely not normal.
I'm gonna take your word for it, Mr. Magic. It didn't sound great, I'll be honest.
I kind of thought it was Dio, to be honest.
I don't think it was Dio.
Dio, I think they're talking about you. I think I heard your name.
Alright. Fuck you again!
Birdie.
Neither of us want this. I promise.
Yeah. Alright, is he like the room that's directly across from Cyphos' room?
Yeah, essentially.
Alright, Birdie just reaches out with her back like and just kicks the door. Get dressed, you short
give me a strength check.
Okay.
Right through the door.
11.
Yeah, I didn't kick it hard.
You kick it, and the latch on it just kind of snaps, and just the door just kind of swings open. Just not very hard, just swings open. The latch is definitely busted, and you hear somebody else burst through their doors like, "Will you shut the fuck up already? You know how early it is. I gotta get a little bit more sleep in me."
How are you sleeping through that thunder anyway?
Oh, that's just ThunderTower. It ain't nothing.
Whoa, wait.
And he shuts
Thunder?
the door behind him.
Thunder Tower?
I go back to that door and just start knocking.
Dio casts Mage Hand and tries to trip Birdie.
Okay. Give me a dexterity check.
Okay, that's cocked.
I'm going to go...
That's better. Let's see here. You said dexterity check?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's an 18.
Okay. Birdie, give me a dex check with disadvantage because he's doing this surprisingly.
Okay. So 8.
Yeah. As y'all start moving towards the door, something like hooks your foot. It's like you tripped on a wire almost and just fall straight back into the back of Cyphos and start pushing him forward. Yeah, you both fall on your faces.
I was gonna ask if I could make straight check, but at the same time, I'm like, I know.
You know,
With your 10 strength?
Hey, don't you judge my strength.
I can't judge. Dio has an 8.
I was about to say, I'm feeling attacked right now.
I'm feeling... I came here to have a good time.
I get back up, dust myself off, look at Birdie, just...
She's turning back. She's looking back behind her, glaring.
Did you
Like
just learn
looking-
how to walk?
Apparently.
Dispel.
I'm going to...
Leaving.
I
tripped Birdie.
I calmly knock on that... it was a dwarf, right?
Yep.
Sounded like a dwarf.
Yeah, I just kind of...
that's racist.
Sounded like a dwarf.
You hear the
It sounded like a drunk.
the door immediately just... What is it?
We're new here. What is the ThunderTower?
You know what? And he gets real close.
I squat down real close to him, too. Very mockingly.
He looks at you and is like, okay, so... if you, now keep this a secret, would you?
Sure.
Just, it's... I'll tell you right where to find it. It's gonna be up your ass and around the corner. Now, fuck off. And he slams the door straight in your face. Take 2 points of bludgeoning damage as he smacks you in the snout.
I use it. No. I burned down the building.
Dio walks out of the room. Dio walks out of the room.
Vola.
Birdie is now standing.
Vola's still in the room.
Oh, I thought she was out here.
Vola leaves her room. No, you're good.
Very convenient. Vola, I think one of the locks on our room might have gotten broken. Do you think you might be able to use mending so that we don't have to mention this to the innkeep?
I think it might be best that we just don't mention it at all.
Well,
He won't know.
Right. I'm going to go downstairs and order breakfast and a coffee.
Okay.
Can you order me as one as well as I'm
All right.
rubbing my nose?
Hold on.
3?
Yeah, give me one. What were you two doing? Harassing another person?
Do you know anything about a ThunderTower?
Well, no.
But
I
he
bet it's
obviously
that
does.
big fuck-off tower.
Oh,
You know what? Here, I'll ask him, because I'm better at this.
Go right ahead.
Birdie
Alright.
and Cyphos are
Let's-
standing
I
there.
literally just back up to the wall and just kind of
Yeah,
lean against it. Just like,
Absolutely.
I'm gone
Both
by
of
now,
us.
right?
Yeah, you're
Yeah, you're
downstairs.
downstairs.
I put
Probably
my,
with Bola.
I put my disguise
Ebola
cap
go
on
too?
and disguise myself as a dwarf.
Okay.
You were standing in the hall watching.
Yep.
You knock on the door, and you hear a couple of footsteps. Not footsteps, more like stomping. Come up to the door, rip open the door, and what's your AC?
AC 17.
The dude swings. You barely just like duck out of the way
Excuse
as
me,
he
sir.
like swings at your face.
Excuse me, sir. I overheard the conversation out there. Forgive my companions. He has a gold coin. I give him a gold coin to soothe his rage.
Right. Okay.
You use some harsh words. If you don't mind telling them exactly what that sound is. I've also been traveling for a while and I don't know what made that noise.
Oh. Okay, so
I lean
That's-
over to Birdie right before he starts saying this. I bet she's going to tell me the same thing he told me.
I can't believe he throws money around like that. I wonder we don't have any party funds.
No, we have party funds. I don't give it to him.
So, that is ThunderTower. Good day. And he just
Excuse me,
shuts
sir.
the
I put
door.
my foot in the door.
He's like, shuts the door on your foot,
Sir, please.
and then he looks back up.
There's no need for this. Just please answer my friend's questions. I did give you money. It's one
Okay.
gold piece. You can compensate us for this. Please.
All right, boyo. I'll give you 5 seconds to move your foot. Or this door is gonna remove half of it.
We'll just leave the man.
Deal. We can always ask the innkeeper.
Alright.
I
take off the cup. Alright. Fuck you. I cast levitate. He has to make a... Let's see here. It's getting off to a good start. He has to make a check because this is...
Birdie taps Cyphos on the shoulder, kind of motions like we should go downstairs before we get wrapped up in it.
He needs to make a constitution check. 13.
He rolled a natural 18. He realizes that you were trying to cast a spell on him, and he could feel it like rush over him. He doesn't know exactly what you were trying to cast, but he immediately just looks at you, reaches around the corner, grabs a pickaxe, and comes back and is like, "You best be running, boy." And
Run for
smashes right down on top of you. That is a 18.
That'll hit.
And
Actually, you know what? As a response, I'm going to use cutting words.
okay.
That's a minus D8.
When did we turn into murder hobos?
We're not ready anybody yet.
3. He missed.
Okay. He
the
smashes it directly
Fuck you,
into
you
the.
drunk.
He smashes it directly into the wood of the tavern, and as you like take a step back, he shouts out, "Murderer!"
All right, like anyone's going to believe you. Fuck
Rips
off.
it off, and tries to kick at you.
Dio's just going to... wait, do I not get to make an action?
Yeah, go right ahead.
Dio's just gonna waddle his way downstairs. Ignore this fool. Taking his motion and his action just to go downstairs as quickly as possible.
All right.
I'm so glad we fucked off before this happened.
As you're waddling off, he starts screaming bloody murder and calling for guards.
while all this is happening, Cyphos is going to do his new trick and use disguise self on himself.
Okay.
Dio's gonna put on his disguise cap and look like a different dwarf.
Probably for the best.
Do I hear all of this downstairs?
Yeah. The entire tavern can hear this.
Yeah, we're downstairs at this point, looking back up the stairs, going, "What the fuck is going on?"
As Birdie kind of looks away for a second, I literally just turn into like, almost a clone of Leofin, except like female.
Okay.
Female
This is-
Finn.
Really odd.
You have a twin? What does she look like?
What does Leofin look like?
Well then.
We have a picture of. Never mind.
You all know what I look like.
So, as y'all do that, a guard bursts through the door, looking around, and he looks upstairs and he starts heading up. Another guard comes in behind him and is standing by the door. And as you're starting to make your way down, there's kind of a curve in the stair steps, so you could have changed without him seeing you.
I believe I'm fast enough. My deck.
That's why I was saying you could have changed without him seeing you. And he makes it up the way, and you can just hear this dwarf loudly, "Go get him, that fucking hobbit! That damn lumberfoot downstairs is fucking casting magic on anybody who's disagreeable with him."
Do we have coffee and breakfast?
So how's that coffee coming along?
I would like to very discreetly just sip coffee, kind of look away.
It's like, okay.
I don't know any of these people.
Also, you hear him say, "Also, he might not look like himself. He did this weird thing where he went from a dwarf to a halfling." Okay, sir. Okay, I'll take care of it. And you can start hearing the guard's footsteps coming down the stairs again. What are you gonna do?
Sitting down across from Leofin.
I'm going to the barn to
one?
go get my.
Well,
Male
you're
or female?
standing
Go get
next to me.
Clive.
Leofin's actually sitting down.
So, Leofin or Dio heads out to go get Clive from the stable.
By the way, I'm a different looking dwarf. I'm not the same one that answered him. This one's gonna be. Fuck, he's gonna be a younger dwarf. His beard's smaller.
Okay. So as you head by, give me a stealth check.
Oh yeah, they don't know I'm there. 18.
18.
Plus a fuck ton.
No, it
Oh,
was
the 12
plus
plus.
6. Yeah.
Okay. So you casually just walk by the guard standing by the door. Kind of like how someone who works at a place can just confidently walk into restricted areas and nobody questions. You just kind of walk out the door without him even giving you a second glance, and the other guard comes down the stairs and says, "Okay, we're gonna have to find a halfling who doesn't look like a halfling or something." The guy was kind of irate. There's a pickaxe on the floor. I wasn't going to ask questions too in depth. And he just starts looking around. He's like, "Has anybody seen a halfling anywhere?"
Yes, there was one that was upstairs, but he was treating a woman of the night, so I don't know if that's your man.
Right. You get a room.
Did I get a room? Yes, but not with him.
Right. Did you get what room he was in?
No, I wasn't paying attention. I'm sorry.
Of course. Innkeeper, do you know about any halflings that might have been staying here? Innkeeper looks up, turns around. It's not the same guy that checked y'all in. It was a different shift. Lucky your ass.
For fucking real.
And the innkeeper's just sitting there like, "Huh? No. I just clocked in from my shift. John over there probably knows, but he's like half a block away by now. If you catch him, you can probably ask him." And he looks at the innkeeper. He's like, Okay,
Wasn't there a halfling in that room with the broken door?
There might have been.
a broken door.
Yeah, some dwarf came down the hall and fucking smacked his door the night before and broke the lock.
Okay. I'm gonna go up and check on that. Jason, can you go down the way, find the innkeeper, ask him some questions, okay?
When I get to Clive, I change my disguise. I undisguise myself.
Okay. What are you disguising as?
I'm just gonna be me. Dio's just gonna be Dio.
Okay.
As yourself. As yourself.
Yes.
They'll never suspect us.
It's gonna be
When you pull
Dio.
off the rubber baskets, Dio.
Yeah.
All right.
I reveal myself as. We never knew.
How could you keep this from us?
As the guard Jason starts walking out, it's about the same amount of time for you to grab Clive and start walking the other way.
I'm not trying to sneak.
Yeah, that is an 18, so he definitely sees you. He walks out and he sees a halfling. He's like, halfling, right. You.
Hi. Hello. Top of the morning to you.
Right, uh-huh. So, we've just had an incident with a halfling in this establishment.
Oh,
Have you
dear.
heard anything? What have you been doing this morning?
Hi, well, I came down to take care of Clive. This is my valiant steed, Clive. Have you met him before? Actually, did you see me at the event yesterday?
Yeah, no, I was at the gates yesterday.
All right.
Um,
I tried to joust with. It doesn't matter.
yeah, you're not answering my question.
No, I didn't hear anything. I'm assuming this is the dancing hobbit or whatever this thing's called. There's probably another hobbit up there.
Right.
But no, haven't heard anything. Other than a creak. I heard something break in there. I think.
Give him a deception check.
Perception check with bardic inspiration.
What are you worried?
How do you give
Bardic-
yourself bardic inspiration?
Bardic inspiration you can't just give immediately. You have to.
It is a bonus action, right? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, you're sitting here like singing to yourself. And you're like, and I'm gonna lie really well.
You basically,
We
yeah,
can't.
you basically have to
Yeah,
pump
that's
yourself.
right.
Yeah.
So,
In the moment.
Instantaneous.
Okay, and let's see here. You said deception?
Yeah.
Okay, 15.
A 15? Okay.
He's a
Uh-huh. Right. He's looking at you and you can see in his eyes he's starting to get really suspicious of you. He's like, so you heard something breaking up there, huh?
Uh-huh.
So you were in the area.
I was in the area.
Uh-huh. He
But-
looks over at the stable, sees that the stable door's open, and he's looking at the track through the snow, noting that your steps seem to be coming from the stables. He was like, So, you weren't in this place, were you?
What place is this?
The Hobbit.
The Hobbit.
Yeah,
Right.
this one.
Yeah, can't even get my name right. All right. I was here, but I don't know about any dwarf.
Right. How about you stay with me for a second?
All right, that's fine.
And he looks back
Do you
and he
mind if
calls
I play
in.
my bagpipes?
Play your bagpipes?
Hi, do you mind?
Much rather you didn't. It's kind of early in the morning. Just sit tight. He looks back and he's like, Franklin, I got somebody a little bit suspicious in here. You want to bring out that dwarf, see if you might recognize this bloke. And you can hear Franklin inside. He's like, yeah, I'll get the dwarf. And a few minutes later, dwarf comes down along with Franklin. Comes out and he sees you. That's the bastard right there. That's the man who tried to cast magic on me.
I'm
tried
sorry.
to spell me, sorcel me.
I'm sorry, sir. I've not met you before in my life. Honestly,
Well-
guards, I'm telling you, I don't know this man.
You don't know me. You don't know me.
Hi.
Roll another deception check with disadvantage.
Disadvantage?
Yeah.
ooh.
Disadvantage for what? Oh, it's the same action.
Well, this is because the guard's already suspicious of you, and he already feels like you're lying to him.
Okay.
You got this.
Are all the tenants of the inn who are like downstairs in the meal hall like looking out the windows to see what's happening at this point?
There's a little bit of a gathering around.
All right, I'm gonna use Tides of Chaos.
Okay.
It just once per long rest you gain advantage on an attack roll. It doesn't actually activate while Magic Surge.
Attack
Advantage on
roll.
Attack roll.
Attack roll, ability check, or saving throw.
Okay. I was about to say, wait, no, this is a bad idea.
I know. I was like, oh no.
Oh, natural 20.
Okay,
Oh my
nice.
God.
Plus, let's see here, that was Deception, so 23.
Yeah. Woo.
I was
Good
like,
for you.
There, I've never seen it before in my life.
I've never used Tides of Chaos before. I'm like, finally, I'm gonna use this.
I was thinking of a different spell. I
Yeah.
was like, oh no. Oh
just
no.
gonna cast-
Oh god, no.
Cast
I know
magic,
it's
kill
like-
everyone.
Tactical nuke incoming. It's over.
At that point, you can make the "Are we the baddies?" joke. Just wiped out of town. It was
There's
like,
a spell that wipes out
Congratulations, you summoned me.
Oh, there's
here, you
several.
Jackass.
oh, there are a few
There
that
are.
can do
That's
that.
it. Time to get out.
Yep.
The guards are looking at you and looking at the who is totally irate dwarf, and then he like walks up to Frank goes up. You know what? I'm starting to think this man might just be a little bit intoxicated from last night's festivities. He might not even know what's going on right now.
Are any of us
And
close
the-
enough to hear this?
And the
No, we're
dwarf
all
is
inside.
no. They're like whispering to each other, and he comes back up to the dwarf. He's like, "Okay, sir, just are you 100% sure this is the halfling that attacked you with magic?" And the dwarf looks at him. And then looks back at Dio, and you could just see hate in his eyes. He's like, "That's the motherfucker who tried to kill me, and I swear to God." And he reaches down and he grabs a rock, and he's like, "I'm gonna beat his brains in," and starts rushing forward. And one of the guards just like cracks him in the back of the knees, and he falls to the ground. And he's like, "You can't stop me!" And he's just trying to crawl forward.
I just back up.
And the other guard's like, "Okay, sorry, sir. I'm sorry to just inconvenience you. So, Frank, help me. And they just like try and pick up this very stout dwarf who's just wiggling in their grasp now, and they're like, "Just be on your way, sir. Just sorry for this." And the dwarf, "I'll kill you. I swear to God. I swear to the gods. I will find you and I will murder you."
Aye, sir, there's no need to get violent. Just have him sleep it off. I think he'll be fine.
He's saying this as he's being dragged off to the wall. and now you have a strong suspicion that you may have made an enemy for life.
Shocker.
But you can go on with your day as usual.
Birdie's journal entry. Dio makes a mortal enemy of the dwarf down the hall.
Didn't even get his name. Typical mortal enemy. So, yeah, Dio just, Dio ties Clive outside. Hi, I'll be right back. I'll get you some breakfast, buddy.
We're all sipping on coffee, just like,
Hi, friends. How's it going?
Fantastic. How about you?
Who are you?
I'm Canella.
We don't know each other.
Yes, we
I
do.
think you're the only one who saw Sifos do that, because I was facing the other direction when he
Hi, Leifin, who's this?
It's
I'm Canella.
Hi, she looks kind of like you. Are y'all related?
Yes, I'm his cousin.
Oh, cool.
an unexpected to see her in the same inn that we were staying in, but
Alright, well,
Did you see Sifos outside?
no. But I don't know where he went. Anyway, that dwarf is being carried off to jail.
How long did this whole ordeal take?
Oh, you mean the one that broke your door?
It took about
yes.
15 or so minutes.
I got 45 minutes left. I'm milking it.
Right, so, I'm actually kind of surprised you were able to come back.
Aye, well, I mean, he was obviously in the wrong.
Can I ask what happened?
I got attacked by a dwarf.
He
Yes.
incited an attack by a dwarf.
Some guy with a pickaxe or something like that.
Why did you upset him?
I tried to get answers. I was asking questions. He was being rude to my friends.
What were you asking about?
I was asking about the tower in the Dwarven capital.
I'm gonna bullshit this one.
Oh, you mean ThunderTower?
That's what he called it.
It's an amusement park.
Is that what it is?
Kind of.
Suspicious.
There's a menagerie and stuff like that. There are rides and things like that. It's
Alright, Cyphos, I want you to give a deception check. And everybody else can give an insight check if you want, if you wish.
I know what's going on.
Yeah,
Okay.
Oh, that's not good. 9.
15.
14.
I have a +0.
I have a +2.
I got a 3.
How do you have only a plus? You're a warlock.
I rolled a 3.
Oh, I
Yeah.
thought, I'm like, how do you only have a +3? You were a warlock, sir.
No, deception I have +6.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Ew.
Damn, I could have gotten
Yeah,
fucked.
I got a natural 15.
Yeah, I got a 14.
Yeah, I was about
Okay.
to say. Like,
What is an amusement park?
I think you're lying.
what? No, it's totally amusement.
I fucking drop it.
You motherfucker.
Hi.
I learned a new magic.
I learned a new magic trick. I was
So
curious.
this is your new one?
Yes, this is a new one.
Great.
Hi, how long were you gonna keep this up?
Hopefully for another half hour or so.
Hi, well, I appreciate I think I did a little better with my disguise, to be honest.
I mean, the first person I saw, I just kind of went off of it.
Hi, fair enough.
Elephant, you knew the whole time?
Of course he knew.
Yes.
All
It was
right.
funny.
Before we go any further,
Yes.
and Birdie, her voice kind of drops a little bit lower. She's quieter. This business about lying to me or keeping me out of things that could potentially put all of us in trouble, I'm not okay with it.
With what?
Yes.
Gems.
What are you talking? Oh.
Oh, those-
Everybody at this table, except for Leofin, knew that Vola had stolen those gems. And she looked straight at Vola.
I mean, kind of.
Everybody at this table, except for Leofin, knew that Vola had stolen those gems.
Kind of didn't though.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Who's
but-
kind of gonna tell?
Me?
Outside of you and me, there is not a single other person except for people in the desert who might speak Dragonborn
Yes,
Sign Language.
Yes, yes.
There is not a single person in the Elven capital who knows that language.
There might be. I mean, there's
Ah,
others.
yeah.
I mean, I try to keep it a secret. But, well, I did tell Dio, I'm sorry.
You could have put all of us, Vola, in an immense danger by not letting us know that you had done something like that.
To be fair, the original mess up was mine. I gave them the wrong box.
But Vola straight up lied and told them that we lost it.
I mean, it's one of those. We didn't know what it was. I mean, for all we know, it could have just been some paperwork. So losing it would not have been that bad.
I couldn't give two shits about it, so I didn't think it was important to tell anyone. Oh well.
Listen,
I do understand your point.
if you guys want to do something a little weird, some shenanigans,
I think you
I'm
mean
fine
illegal,
with
but
that. I don't care. But next time, let me know. Because if I don't know, I can't back you up.
fair enough.
And also, maybe next time we don't steal diplomatic gifts.
Aye, the
Just
bitch.
in general.
Aye, the bitch had it coming.
I'm gonna go outside. Her plate is completely empty at this point. I'm gonna go outside and I'm gonna warm up like I normally do. She reaches into her pocket, pulls out an ornate dagger with a ivory handle, slams it a little harder than absolutely necessary right down in front of Cypos. You're welcome, and walks out.
Okay.
Thank you.
Kaine, what are you up to?
Whole ordeal that was going on with Gil. She was wondering what was going on, but at the same time, she was reaching the climax of the chapter, so she proceeded reading, and she never looked.
I think before any more shenanigans goes along, I don't know what caused them in the first place.
I could not tell you.
We should probably head out.
Yes, me and Birdie need to go pick up our armor from the leatherworking shop.
Alright, I just mean away from this building.
Well, yes, that, and then we also need to probably get on the road to Orwell as soon as we can.
Alright, all's well that all's well. Anyway.
Is this dagger anything special? Or is it just regular?
It's a very ornate dagger.
Just regular dagger?
Yep.
Okay, I was hoping it was +1 or something.
Nope, just a really nice dagger.
That's fine.
Hi, anyway, I need to feed Clive and then I guess I'll join you? I don't know. Not really a lot of use to perform today. Not really.
Oh, and before we leave, I'll go up to the innkeeper. And, excuse me, sir?
Yeah?
I heard some people mention a ThunderTower. I haven't heard of this before. What is it?
Oh, you hadn't heard of ThunderTower? Well, it's a defensive measure they started building way back. It's a huge tower. If I recall, they originally built it for like firework displays, as a kind of like a research thing for the gnomes. But nowadays it's got all sorts of what do they call them? I don't know. They make these like real loud noises and send out a bit of metal across the way and does a lot of damage. But yeah, it's used as a defensive measure for Orwell nowadays.
Hi, our news is a bit old, but
That's fascinating, though.
yeah, we've been around, so we haven't heard anything from here.
Oh.
Hi, was it the Hearth Mothers that made that, or?
No, of course not. It was a council.
Hi.
Our
Our new-
Mother's been gone, what was it, like 18 years back or something like that?
I see. I was like,
You've got some real old information
Hi, well,
there.
you know the shop's name. I'm from Fargo, so not getting a whole lot of. There's not a lot of news that comes out there, and halflings really rarely are interested in the events outside of their own islands. So.
Right. Well, yeah, it's pretty interesting site over there. So, if you're all heading that way, I highly suggest checking it out.
All right,
We might have to do that.
we're going to do that.
We
I don't know what you're talking
We
about.
will absolutely do that.
I guess we can. That's.
Hi, no, there isn't a guessing.
All right, well, thank you
You
for
don't
your
see this
time,
tower.
sir. We'll be on our way.
All right. Well, have a lovely trip.
All right.
Thank you.
And
Fuck off.
Yeah, fuck off. Yeah. My feed Clive from his pouches, giving
Okay.
him some of that food. Alright, here you go, buddy.
Do we see Birdie around?
Yep, I'm not out front, but I'm off to the side where the well, like where the well would be for the yard.
Well,
You don't
Birdie?
swing a sword in the middle of the street. That's not a good idea.
Little child comes by. Whoop, sorry, Timmy. That was your nose.
I keep wanting to ask. You've been carrying your other sword like attached to your waist with the other blade, and who has their medallions just out and about?
I
Mine
have
is tied to my
Chinese.
belt.
Wait, which medallion is it?
Okay,
The Rift
the
Walker.
Rift Walker.
Oh.
medallion.
Oh, my Riftwalker's medallion?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's out.
Okay.
Mine too.
Okay.
Not mine.
I was
For
about
obvious
to-
reasons.
I was about to say, I still have Chinese, but I do have hers tucked away.
Okay.
It's normally tucked under my armor, but I'm not wearing my armor,
Yeah.
so it's on top of my jerkin.
Okay.
Yeah.
Has anybody gone to get Kaine, or are y'all just
Oh,
That's fine.
piecing out?
we almost forgot Kaine.
Hi, why hasn't she come down yet?
I don't know.
I'll go get there.
Hi, probably the best.
I go back upstairs, kind of hurriedly, just not running, but like quick walking. Kaine.
It takes a while. Kaine opens the door.
Just the scent.
What is it that you want?
We're leaving. Would you like to join us?
Yeah, let
We're-
me just stop at a good spot real quick. And she immediately slams the door in his face and then goes back to finishing whatever she...
Can I hear the thought bubbles coming into my brain?
You mean the THOT bubbles?
As the second door of the day has been slammed in Sypho's face.
I'm getting real tired of doors.
It takes a few more minutes, but Kaine and the rest of the group,
Cypher
Fine.
has a vendetta
Can I finish
against
this up?
yours.
yeah.
Are
So-
you satisfied?
Yeah, it's alright.
I will never understand you.
So, as the party travels east towards Orwell and the outskirts of town, you stop by the Scarlet Pirate to pick up your armor. It's not quite noon, but it's about the time he said he would have it ready. And as you walk in, you see a strapping gnome sitting there with a thick needle and some catgut just sewing away at some armor. It doesn't look like yours, and he looks up and says, "Oh, welcome, welcome. Oh, it's you two. And a few friends, I see. Well, I have your order right here." And goes to the back of the counter, picks up a few bundles of armor and just puts it onto the counter. He's like, "Okay, there's that. Oh, did you all hear that thunder last night? Or this morning? Yeah, this morning.
Yes, we did.
We were told it was something called a ThunderTower.
Oh, yeah. I had a boy run up there real quick to get some news about what might have been going on. I'm still waiting to hear."
So that doesn't happen every morning?
Oh, God, no. I'm not sure if you've picked up, but I have kind of a thing for pirates.
No, I
As he
wasn't sure
as
if
he
that
says,
I was surprised.
surrounded by like pirate memorabilia, like super fanboy. If you could imagine the most piratey boys' room you could ever see, this is his kind of what his shop is like. And he has like a red bandana tied off on his shoulders. Like, I don't know, right? It's a bit of a thing of mine, and every time I hear those cannons go off, I just think, oh, what kind of news is it now? But yeah, it's been happening a little more often lately, from what I've heard down the grapevine. Those Orcish ships are really getting daring now.
Orcish?
Yeah.
Birdie looks at Bola. It's like the slow head turn.
This is
Vola walks out of the store for just a second.
so. Here's your armor.
Thank you.
As the party continues on to Orwell, you can hear snippets of people talking both excitedly and a little bit fearfully about the thunder that was going through, that sounded off in the morning. And you hear a few people refer to them as cannons. And it takes it's a bit of a walk to Orwell, even from here. And by the time you've gotten there, if you're asked Birdie what time it was, it'd be 3 o'clock.
Cool.
Hey, Birdie, what time is it?
About 3 o'clock.
Hi, thanks. Hi, Vola, you're kind of quiet. Everything all right?
This is new for you.
Vola's kind of just out of it, thinking about the situation, so she's not picking up on people asking her questions.
Yeah.
And they keep saying cannons. I'm guessing that's what's making the sound. Maybe something on top of the tower.
Hi, see, me playing the pirate song had significance.
You played the... Oh, well, no. No, it didn't.
Hi, and you changing into a woman did.
That was rather strange.
I'm literally just kind of like, as soon
I
as
don't
he
know, that
says
could
that,
work.
I'm literally just kind of like scanning a couple faces.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to just pick out the first dwarf I see, and kind of just take a mental note of what they look like.
How tall are you?
That is a good question.
Me? I probably couldn't do dwarves.
It depends on how tall you are. You can go a foot higher and a foot shorter.
Would you be a really tall
I'm
dwarf?
6'3".
Yeah, he's tall.
I'm 6'2", 6'4" with my horns.
Yeah, you'd be an oddly tall dwarf.
Okay.
Dwarves are
Max like 5'5".
5 foot. Yeah.
Okay. Renege that. I'm looking for the first elf.
Elf.
Yep.
Okay.
Not Leonin.
Yeah. Well, first elf.
First other elf.
First
okay.
other elf.
Okay. You see an elf that is, what is a good way to put this?
Oh no.
Straight but nasty? Seems a bit harsh. But you see an elf that doesn't look like they've been bathing. They might have just been like in the wilderness for a long time. Look kind of sallow, really gaunt, kind of on death's door. I rolled
look
really
familiar?
low. I'm really low. No, does not look familiar.
Okay.
He's not Jinro.
Damn it.
But he is quite skeletal looking and quite unkept. As that is the first elf you saw.
You know, I was thinking, they mentioned orcish ships and the tower being a defensive mechanism, using cannons. I'm wondering if this is going to cause some problems with us trying to book passage.
Probably a big one. Vola?
If anything, if there's any kind of pirate activity, doesn't matter what kind of pirates, there's probably going to be a uptick in the price. Because that means that if there's pirate activity, they have to then hire more guards. It's the same thing around caravan routes. If there's more bandits, you have to hire more guards for the caravans.
Aye, but I know we could sell ourselves as guards on a ship, right? Right?
I can. I know how to sail.
As soon as he
Do
says
you?
that, I also want to look around and see if there's any like more stocky gentlemen, like human or anything. Just stocky, looks like they're actually strong.
Not a sailor, but
Yeah,
that should be fine.
A few brawly looking dudes.
Do you have any experience
human or
doing
anything?
guard work? Do you?
Folk hero. I was kind of a town guard, in a way.
You're a musician.
Can't do both. That's profiling. I don't appreciate it. I'm a folk hero from where I came back, so yeah, I was kind of a guard.
What made you a folk hero back in the hills?
Mostly hunting. Taking
For-
care of... Huh?
For
Wolves. And goat riding. I was an expert. Halfred the goat rider.
I still can't believe your name is Halfred.
Well, I don't use it very often. My little sister gave me the name Dio, and I've stuck to it for quite a while.
She's probably smarter than you too.
Aye, fuck off. Aye, but she's not as good looking as me.
She
Yes.
might be now.
And as y'all
Don't
are
talk about my sister that way. You
And as y'all
disgusting
are-
human being.
talking about this, coming up to the gate, you finally reach the familiar wall of Orwell. Orwell.
Orwell. Same huge
Yeah.
fuck all door.
Yeah, same.
Can I go ahead and say it?
You're
Orwell's
gonna say-
Orwell?
Yeah. Very large ass wall with its very large portcullis. And there's a bit of a line into the gates and a few people walking out. And it looks like people that are coming out are a lot less scrutinized than the ones coming in. But as you get in line, it takes about another 45 minutes before you can get up to the front of the gate. All right.
It's winter, right?
Yeah.
So, and it was almost 4 o'clock by the time we got here.
Mm-hmm.
Is it already starting to get dark?
Just a little bit.
Okay.
It's
Because we're
You
in
can-
a canyon.
yeah. You can. The sun is going over, but you can still see it coming between the canyon, essentially.
Walls? Okay.
Yeah. And you walk up and it's like, all right, welcome to Orwell. You have anything to declare or whatever? And he looks at the group and
Is he familiar?
this one in particular, no. Is there anything you want to declare? Any cargo for shipment or for sale? As such, whatever.
Yes, I have some ore that I
Ore?
would like to sell.
Oh no!
Why does do battle rounds count as cargo?
Battle? No, they don't.
All right, good.
No. Right. So nothing but the ore.
Yeah.
Aye, pretty much.
Oh,
Alright.
maybe some hearts from slaying beasts.
Oh, okay.
Aye, I guess you
Got a
would say
few.
we're bringing we put the ore in Orwell. Haha. All right.
Yeah, I have heard that one ever before. Right. You can go on in.
You can keep him if you want.
No, it's fine.
You're such a jackass.
So, as your party starts walking through this very thick wall,
Bertie holds back just a little bit. Before we... Captain Tyrion, is he still around these parts?
oh yeah, he's somewhere around here. I think he has a duty here today. If you go looking for him, he probably is going to be along the wall somewhere.
Would you, if you have a chance, tell him he's some friends in town?
Right, will do. If that's all you got, have a good day. Welcome to Orwell. Next,
May the drinks be free. And she walks off.
as the group passes through this very thick wall, you notice a lot of the same. The path seems quite familiar, but the arrow slits seem to be a bit bigger, and you can see these like metal tubes sitting on the other side of them, spaced out. Some scribing has been done along the walls, and it looks you don't know why, but it feels a bit more menacing. And as you walk out into Orwell proper, you can see a very large tower across the way. I need just someone give me a perception check. Actually, Leofin, give me a perception check.
Well, Leofin, you got this.
Yeah. Be nice to me. Nope. 9.
9.
Use
Okay.
yours. One right there.
And across the way, you can see a very large tower that goes about 300 feet up into the air, and it goes above where you're coming in, which is the top tier of Orwell. And this tower is dead in the middle, 3 tiers down. And off in the distance, in this tower, you can just barely see like these like windows set apart from like 3 set apart from each other, facing directly towards you. But you can't really, at this distance, you just can't quite make out what's over there, but you can see like a couple of figures like messing with something in those windows.
God, it sure has changed here. What is that huge thing?
That's the ThunderTower everyone was talking about.
Good fucking God Almighty, the one.
This wasn't even remote. Because last time we were here, it was barely started, right?
Yeah.
Good.
Do you think we might have contributed to this? I think we might have contributed to this.
I think the thing
Which
that we
part?
contributed to were
Right.
the Joe's
Those
tubes we
tube
just walked
things.
past.
Yeah. Cypher's kind of like,
They smelled
we
like
did.
saltpeter, right?
Walking through that area, you could smell a lot. It smelled a lot like that tube you found in the temple.
Okay, yeah.
It was
I
a
think that's
very
what
familiar
we-
scent.
May have contributed to.
we made things that go boom.
Are we the baddies?
You ask this every day, Dio.
Aye! And sometimes I'm concerned.
I mean,
The guy at the inn had it coming, but...
We're bad guys to somebody.
Aye,
What-
fair enough.
we're bad guys to everybody, just in different ways.
Aye, fair enough.
As y'all are talking in front of this area, people passing you by, and
We're bad
you
guys.
hear someone off to the side. You.
Birdie turns to look.
Aye, we have names.
And someone very familiar
No, no.
does walk up to you. It is you.
Tyrion.
Bertie. I can't believe it. Oh man,
We're back.
it's been decades. I could have sworn they said you were dead.
Well, it feels like yesterday for us, so
Aye.
don't feel bad for forgetting.
I was about to say you don't look a day older.
Aye.
And you look very young yourself.
Right, thank you.
Aye, well, he's an elf. He's not going to look day old. Well,
Well, I was expecting that, yeah, but the rest of you is a
lots
bit of a shock.
Lots of rest.
Lots of
Aye.
water.
Aye,
Good for-
yes.
It's good for the scales.
Good skin stuff.
Yeah. Actually,
Yeah.
it was the...
Aye, you're not believing that, are you?
The
Just
He
wondering.
doesn't need to. What's going on in the last 20 years?
Last
We've
20.
been a bit out of touch.
Right. There's a lot that happened in the last
Right.
20 years.
I can see you've been building on.
Aye, quick
Aye.
question. What did y'all do to the air genocide?
Oh, that.
What did y'all
Um,
do?
Were there any other survivors?
This sounds like something that needs to be said over drinks.
Aye.
Yeah,
Is your
actually,
happy friend available?
him, he's not running his business anymore.
Aye.
Oh, really?
Sorry, quick question. Are there any more Hearthlanders in the city?
Right. How about we just go to an end and everybody can just stop cutting in on me right quick, alright? Let's come on.
I feel like the DM is speaking, not...
Yeah.
He might be, I'm not sure.
So, as follow, he leads you to a relatively busy inn. It's about 5 o'clock at the moment, and he walks you inside, and he's like, "Okay, can I get a? Yeah, all right, thank you." And the innkeeper leads you to a private room,
Is
essentially.
this similar to what we did with Lloyd?
Kind of, yeah.
Okay.
Except for this innkeeper isn't overly fond of Tyrion, so
Not yet.
so
Give him a few drinks, he might start looking pretty good.
It's probably male.
Give him a couple drinks, he might start looking pretty good.
but
who doesn't want elf booty? Leave them.
Tyrion is a dwarf.
Yeah.
yeah,
No, I'm talking about,
yeah.
What are you talking
after a
about?
couple of drinks, eventually...
Sorry.
So as y'all are ushered into this room, Tyrion looks at all of you and is like, "Okay, so let's start with the temple. My question: did anybody survive?"
Hi, we don't have a damn clue.
We didn't see
Well,
anybody.
we came out of some portal and it seemed like 20 years had passed in the blink of an eye.
Right.
The only reason we know that, magic.
Right.
We haven't been able to get in contact with anybody else.
We got it. All right.
Okay, well,
Let the men continue.
alright, so I was hoping there been somebody, but I guess not. You see, it was about around 18 or so years back. We had a little bit further back. We had a breakthrough with the gunpowder stuff. War had been picking up.
Gunpowder?
I'm sorry. The stuff you helped gather materials for.
Oh.
Yeah, it was gunpowder. Very, very combustible. Can make a boom. And at first, gnomes wanted to make some fireworks with it. They said they could make really colorful displays up in the air or something like that. But war started getting a little worse.
War with.
The fire genocide. And started heading this way, and we eventually, another gnome found out you can make a few weapons with gunpowder that is a bit deadly, such as cannons, boomstick, and something he called grenade, something. But we had a bit of a break-in with the Hearth Mothers, and they stole a whole slew of gunpowder and some casings for the grenades, and took that off to the air to go take care of the air genocide and really wipe out a race from the mountains.
Everybody
And
just puts her head in her hands.
I just want to rip their hearts out.
yeah, they seem to be pretty successful there.
We're very lucky we're alive.
Oh yeah, that's why we thought you were dead, truthfully. And well, it wasn't far after that well, it seemed the mother wasn't very appreciative of it. The mountain started going dark. Seems to be every new moon, the mountain just goes completely dark. It's like she's still punishing us even now. It'll start getting the glowstone in the mountain will start gathering light again, and then as soon as a new moon comes, the whole southern range goes dark again.
That does explain why the glowstone was acting so funny.
They were really, really quiet, weren't they?
They were.
So, yeah, that's what happened with that.
Oh yeah, quick question. We heard about orcish raids. When did that start?
That's a bit more recent. It shocked quite a few people to find the orcs had returned. And from the looks of it, they are actually in charge of this war, it would appear. Or at least they're running it at this point. From what I've been able to gather myself, the orcs showed up, was it 2 years ago, in the desert. Recently, they've been sending ships this way. They're not really trying to get. Doesn't seem like they're trying to get at Orwell at first. Some of our patrols out in the Gulf had been seeing a few Orcish ships heading over across the Gulf to the Orcish homeland, and ever since they've been getting closer and closer to Orwell, and no one really knows why. They're not coming at us, or at least they hadn't been until a couple of months ago, but it looks like they've just been trying to get back down south.
They're running away from something.
There's not really anything for them to run away from. They're still on the front lines in the desert as well, following
Where is
some.
the front line in the desert?
Oh, the front line of the desert's they got a home base there. Something Spring. I don't right remember the name. It's something like Hidden Spring or something.
Gertie puts her beer down. Hopter Springs.
That's it. They took that place over pretty soon.
Right, they haven't headed to Fargo, have they?
She gets up and puts 5 gold on the table. Walks to the far wall of the building and sends her fist right through it.
Okay, give me a strength check.
Oh, I'm sorry, Amy.
Can I have advantage because it's a fucking wall?
No, this was
Natural one.
This
Yeah.
was about if you were gonna damage the wall or the wall was gonna
I
damage
broke my
you.
hand.
So yeah, you just pull back, slam your fist into the wall, and you can feel something twinge in it, but you just don't give a fuck. You just start wailing on it, and eventually you just kind of drop your hand to it. You lean against the wall itself, and you can see that there's a bit of bruising around her knuckles, blood dripping down the fingertip, and she's just standing against the wall like, "So, I take it you know the place?"
It was a hometown.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, if it makes you feel any better, and it might not, they didn't wipe the town out. They did take quite a few prisoners, made a few slaves. If you had anyone there, they might still be alive.
Any word on Kratar?
As far as I know, Kratar's fine. The desert has proved to be quite a barrier for them. They've been fighting in that major trading capital, a major trading city over there. There's been a real thorn in their side, but it's been quite a slug, really.
You said that the orcs are controlling this war. How so?
It looks like they're in charge.
So they're coordinating
didn't-
the fire genasi and everything?
Yeah, we've seen some Orcish generals. There was a period where it looked like it was just the genocide. Then we started seeing some weird folks. Reports said they were called the Guard or something like that. And
Was it perhaps called the Empire?
well, yeah. There was something about a Imperial Guard being in control or something. I don't know all the details, but then after a while, the orcs started showing up, and they seemed to be the ones giving out the orders. A few of them were. Others were just part of the regular infantry. Right nasty folks, they are.
Alright, but they haven't touched Fargo, have they?
Fargo? No. No, not as far as I know. Fargo seems to be pretty untouched. I haven't heard anything about Fargo at all.
Aye, that sounds about right.
Birdie's like through gritted teeth. She's still like staring daggers at the wall. Like she can't even turn around at this point. And she kind of growls through gritted teeth. What happened to the Riftwalkers?
That's yeah, the human settlements gotten pretty fractured. The Empire has also taken root over in Wilstein. For last I heard, they still have a puppet king there. Then you got a bunch of fractured city-states throughout the rest of the territory. I think it's Uchek is one of them. Has control of the river cities, and the one over by the Gap, and I think what was it? Town Salem, something like it starts with an S, and I'm not 100% certain. That place has their own king. I believe there's another one in the upper portions of the mountains at the neck of the serpent, but have a deal with the bird folk, and that's about all I really know. It's a huge mess over there.
Have you heard anything about the Greatwood or Elven territories? It was very strange passing through that region.
Well, there was a bit of a plague that washed through the human territories, and it caused a bit of tension with the elves. Quite a few humans and such were running south trying to escape that, and a few elves caught it, and tensions got a bit worse when the city-states started breaking out over there.
How long ago was that?
It's about 5 years now. They're not on great terms. Some lunatic is over in Uchek, if I remember correctly. I don't call him the Baron or something. I don't get all the details. But yeah, it's things have been quite rough, all in all.
Have you heard anything about Harva, specifically?
Harva?
Because that was where our home base was.
Oh, it's not something I have heard much of.
Well, at least we know something now.
Probably too much.
Yeah, it's a bit of a thing. But,
Aye. Oh, one more.
yeah.
Do you know about, well, I'm not sure if he's a young dwarf anymore, but a dwarven man named Kristen?
It doesn't ring a bell.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Yeah, that's major things that have happened in the past 20 years.
Is there any light side news?
Was a few years ago, the war over in the deserts started stabilizing after some elf went up there.
Was his name happen to be Petrick?
Mayhaps.
Who knew your dad was
Some-
gonna be such a warrior?
And then we got, we ourselves got an elf come in, a artificer who's talks about the one over there quite a bit. I think they correspond somehow. But he's been working on something up in the tower. I'm not 100% sure.
Is this artificer a bit off?
Yeah, a little bit.
You said he's working in the tower. Is there maybe a way we could speak with him?
Well, I could probably give you a recommendation. It shouldn't be a problem getting you up there. I mean, we've done some good things for this city.
It would be much obliged.
Hi, I'd like to go to the top. The very top.
We'll see.
Hi, please.
Ever since we came out of the portal, he's talked about this tower nonstop.
I saw it from the Air Genocide Temple. I can see it from there.
If you drop
Well,
him
that's
off
good
the
to know.
top, I bet he'll stop talking about it.
You see him just kind of like nod to the side. It's like, okay.
I am a thaumaturgy. We can broadcast a song to the entire town.
Well, we're talking about favors. And recommendations. Birdie turns back. I need a boat.
Boat. Well, I'm not sure about who might. Where are you going? Where you need the boat for? Going. Oh,
I'm going home.
okay. You really should put some ice on that, dear.
It's fine. I've had worse.
Okay. Most of our ships are on patrol at the moment, but I know a good few folks that might be able to take you on. Jewelry. He's a decent bloke. If I recall from the harbor master, he said he's going to be going out to the Goliath coast sometime tomorrow. They only ported in about a day ago, so they're resting up at the moment. I could go over to the harbor master, ask if there's anybody else. That's the only one I know offhand.
What's the name of his ship?
His ship is the Black Toe.
What?
The Black Toe.
Black Tower.
It's a bit of an odd name, I know, but you don't rename a ship. That's bad luck. And apparently, I was drunk in bed.
Well, while you guys go and have fun at the tower, I'm gonna go get his passage. And she leaves the 5 gold
Scytho's gonna follow her.
and go to the door.
All right.
To the tower!
I guess we're going to the tower then.
Alrighty. So,
What is Kaine doing?
Read it.
just read. Alright. So, as your party splits off into their things, let's see. We're going to follow Leofin. Kaine, who were you going with?
I was gonna go with Cyphos.
Okay. And I'm guessing, well, you're playing Vola, so Vola's sticking with you. So
No, Vola wants to come with us.
Yeah, Boa wants to go with them. It's probably best.
okay.
She's not really in the mood for sightseeing. Dio, however.
That makes sense.
I was gonna say, if she did hear about the artificer, I know she got along swimmingly with him.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like she might go towards him just to see him. Mm-hmm. But it's your call.
No.
I just pointed out.
Nah, she knows now that, like, half-orcs are doing shit.
No, orcs are doing
Yeah,
shit.
orcs are
Orcs are
doing
doing
shit.
shit.
Sorry, my bad.
Okay.
Oh, no,
Orcs
trust
are
me, they would have killed her on sight if it was half orcs.
So, we're going to follow Leofin and Dio, who is going with Tyrion to the tower. He brings you up to the tower. It's getting around 6 o'clock at this point. The sun has dipped over the horizon at this point, and it's pretty dark out at the... And he walks you up to the tower doors and says, "All right, if you follow me, go through." And he leads you through a main chamber. There's a bunch of people just finishing up on some paperwork and some other stuff. And he leads you over to a bunch of stairs that leads downwards. And he's like, "Okay, this way, and don't mind the walls and such. It's for safety reasons." And he starts leading you down, and the walls go from stone to iron as you get further and further down. You probably go about 3 or 4 flights of stairs, and then finally reach kind of a hallway that goes down to a T intersection type deal. And then you can see it split off into several directions, and there's doors, 5 on each side, going all the way down there. It's probably a hallway of like 100 feet or so. And he leads you and is like, "Yeah, we had to eventually build these up because, gunpowder is a bit destructive, and we figured if we put it in one of these, especially that room down there, and there's a door like at that T intersection that's double, it's like a double door. Especially over there, that's where we store most of our gunpowder. Got all these walls inscribed, so they hold up pretty well if anything might happen to it. The artificer is going to be down this way, and will lead you to the right of the intersection down, and then to a left. He opens the door, and you can see a wiry, pretty old-looking dwarf, or elf. Apologies. Elf, big bushy white hair, just kind of spewing all over the place. Very pronounced kind of balding spot in the middle, or kind of goes into like a widow's peak type deal. And just kind of disheveled all around with glasses on his face. And he does look very familiar, being the artificer elf that you saw in the elven capital of Eridel. Yeah.
I'm just picturing like Vegeta with a white afro.
I don't know
my
why I
head.
pictured Doc Brown.
It's going
Yeah,
for
same
more
thing.
Doc Brown.
Going for more Doc
Yeah.
Brown. Okay.
Doc
If you said the
Brown.
widow's peak thing, and I
Yeah.
was like immediately, bing, Vegeta.
I can
Yeah,
attest
I
that
can
too. I pictured Doc Brown, and then you said the Widow's Peak. I was like, Doc Brown with a Vegeta haircut. Oh God.
Doc Brown
Yeah.
is Vegeta with a white haircut.
So, as you walk into this room, you can see him messing with a few things on a table, and he hears the door close, and he bolts up, and he turns around, and he just has these glasses that are magnifying like 5 times. And he's just staring at you, just like, uh-huh. And what are you doing here? And he like flicks off a few specks. Yeah, Tyrion. There. What are you doing here? Hello? Who are you look familiar, and you look familiar, and
We should. We stopped by your shop back in the Elven territories about 20-odd years ago.
20 years ago.
Right. And he walks up a little bit closer to you, flicks one magnifying back, and stares at you, and then takes a couple of steps back, flicks another one back. Right. Okay, I'm remembering you now. It was portable hole, broken, dagger through it, right?
Yeah, that was it.
Yeah, that's accurate.
Right.
Actually, could you fix that now? Or how much would it cost to fix
Go
that?
to the flask and
Well, if I recall, I needed materials which you were going to get, and I still don't have those. So, no.
Right.
Yeah.
Case in point, Poland knows what those are.
Yeah. Well, barring that, Tyrion here had mentioned you were corresponding with an elf in the desert.
Oh yes, Patrick or Petrick.
Yes,
Petrick.
he's actually my father.
Oh really?
Yes.
Oh. He flicks them all back off to where they're just like regular glasses at that point. And he walks up to. He's like, "Oh right. I can see it somewhere in the nostril area. Very pronounced."
Oh.
And he like taps you on the face. Good for you. Yes, I've been corresponding with him. He has a messenger box. And we've been sending messages back, and not one of those, not a very useful one. It's one of those ones made later on. It's only making little one with like bits of paper. It's a lot more affordable than those big honking travesties, really.
Right, we are still in possession of one of those.
Oh, really?
But we've been having a hard time communicating with him since ours only goes directly to one linked with a fellow named Malachi.
Right.
Is he doing all right over there? We were planning on booking passage to go meet up with him.
Last I heard, from a letter, he was doing pretty good. Well, as good as you can over in the desert, really. I was planning on sending him a project over to him, see if we could get it working, and then I could stop sending letters and just talking to him in person. Because I am getting a little tired of 6 weeks of having to wait, and I don't do well with waiting.
That's a bit of a wait for an instant messaging.
And you can just see him like tapping the desk. Just, yep. So,
Alright. Well, since we are here, what do you have in stock? Do you have anything we can buy? Any wands, any rings, any amulets?
I haven't really been doing much of artificing besides this one project
Right.
recently.
It was the project where you could talk face to face with somebody, right?
In a sorts, yes. Would you like to see a bit of a demonstration?
Yes.
Just come, stand right here. And he walks over to another location. He takes off his glasses and reaches over a desk, and he puts on looks like a sleeping mask. Just dons it on his head. Just kind of ties it onto the back. And he's like, the rest of you might want to look away, and then flicks a switch, and you're just gone. For everyone who else is standing in the room. And you see him lift his mask back up. He's like, where'd that one go?
Aye, where did he go?
Good question. Is there something in his plate? No. Which switch did I pull? This one. And he flicks another switch, and another bright light shines throughout the room, and just a bunch of crates are sitting in this circle. He's like, okay, it wasn't that one. Flicks it back again, and he's like, okay, this one. Flick, and back comes Leofin, and he's just standing there, like.
Leofin, are you alright?
You know that John Travolta scene in like Pulp Fiction where he's like looking around all confused? That's Leofin. Was like, what the and then like halfway through that he's back. And essentially what you saw was just a very dark room. With your dark vision, you could make out the edges of the room in very muted black and white. There wasn't any strong light sources in there, just light coming in from under a doorway. And you were then instantly back in the room with everyone else.
I was in just a dark room for a moment. Was that supposed to happen?
Yep, that's rule 34.
Oh, okay. So it's
All right.
like it just teleports you somewhere.
Yes.
Hi, that's nice.
And thankfully, I did work out those bugs. Oh, actually, do you feel any illness? Do you feel like your eyes might start bleeding? How are your bowels?
I feel fine right now.
Okay, I'll ask you in 5 minutes. So, anybody, like I said, I haven't been doing any, other things other than this.
Hi, fair enough. Translation for the audience, that means the DM doesn't have a sword pulled up for this character.
No, he just hasn't done anything.
Oh,
No,
really?
he's actually been busy.
Now, were you also working on the cannons and such as well, or?
Oh, I have done... I did a few scribing things for council. Council, right?
Actually, that's a good question. Can
He,
I
like,
get a
looks like-
smaller one?
A smaller
Hi, like one
cannon.
that fits in your hand.
Oh, a boomstick.
Oh, is that what it's called?
That's what the regular soldiers and whatnot have been calling it. Yeah,
Hi, I want one of those.
probably not.
Why not? State secret?
And he looks at you and he's like, I'm not sure if,
Hi, go ahead and say it. I can't handle it. I got this.
I'll leave that to his folks. And he points over at Tyrion. And you can talk to him about it. I just make it all magically.
Alright, well, I
Kind
think we're
of.
probably done here then. We don't have any more
Oh.
things for him, do we?
I guess one last thing. If you could have a chance, maybe I could send a letter to my father, letting him know that we've made it here and that we're hopefully going to be on our way.
Yeah, sure, I can. I'll send one. And he goes over to his little messenger box, and it looks like it's in a send position. He's like, just kind of flick, and he just flicks it back, opens up the box, and there's like 3 or 4 letters inside. He's like, not one has been taken yet.
Hi.
I actually
You've got mail.
did not know you could flick that back.
Yeah.
Oh, well. Do you have any parchment by chance? I could just
Aye.
write something out real quick.
I need a piece as well.
Sure. There's some over there. Don't touch that pile, or that pile, or that pile, or... Actually, just go to the other side of the room. There should be some in that drawer. Just watch out for that drawer and that cabinet.
It might be best if you just get some for us.
I'll go over.
Probably for the best.
Okay.
He goes over, he opens the drawer, it's like, okay, that was the drawer not to open. This one. And he pulls out a few bundles of paper, just like a big, thick pack. Slams it on the table. He's like, there you go. Anything else?
I know, this should be just fine.
Good, right? Need a pen,
No, I've got my own materials to work with.
sand.
A pen would be lovely.
Cool. It's on that desk.
Like,
And he turns around. He
And that thing.
throws like an apple onto the circle and like flicks another switch, and that one is gone.
I'll retrieve the pen and ink and write a letter to my father, explaining that we've arrived in Orwell and we're about to book passage to what might end up being the Goliath Coast, but we're hoping to get closer to the desert if possible.
Okay.
Dio makes a paper airplane.
Okay. Give me a sleight of hand check.
Oh,
What was that?
it's not good.
Oh no.
It's a 9.
Oh no.
Yeah.
I have not been good at it.
Paper airplanes are not your forte.
Jake was
Can I give myself bardic inspiration, or is it too late?
It's too late.
It's too late.
So, yeah, it's not a great plane. Again, this one lists a little bit. It's just kind of a basic folded up piece of paper. And
Artificer.
somebody might find it enjoyable.
Artificer.
Yeah.
Hi, check this out. Throw it.
Right. And it flies and lists and lands, starts to fly through the circle's area, and he's like, flicks a switch, and it's gone, and he flicks it immediately, and as he flicks it back, you can see it almost looked like the paper plane like jumped in space, but it's just coming back into this area. It's like, oh, I didn't know that. That's nice. You don't actually have to make contact with it. You see like a worried face kind of come across. I wonder if that means he like looks up at the ceiling. He's like, I haven't been teleporting anyone, have I? Oh, certainly not.
Hi, can I have another piece of parchment?
Sure. Tyrion, I have a question for you, and I need you to start asking around town. Oh no! This is very important.
Oh no!
This room is under the square, so who knows where they've been if people have been disappearing, who knows where they might have been going. I would like it if you asked around. Maybe some people have ended up in locations without remembering how they got there. It'd be a great help.
Oh no. Well, I'm glad we could help you with your research a little bit, but I think we'll be going. Dio, was there anything else?
I want to give it a second try. This one wasn't good. Can I have another piece of parchment, please?
Sure, just take the whole thing. And
Alright.
he's just like looking at the.
Hi. So Dio picks another one.
Okay.
I take the rest of the stack.
No, this is... Everyone else has paper, I want some.
Yeah, but Cyphos needs it as well.
Cyphos bitch about me taking his paper. This one's mine.
Well, then split it in half.
60-40.
Alright.
Wow, you're so generous. I guess
Wow.
60% of it.
No.
You have 60 pieces of paper. You have 40 pieces of paper.
Christ.
He wasn't very precise, or he wasn't like stingy with the paper. Go ahead and roll.
Oh no, it's worse.
What'd you get?
7. Hi, don't worry, I can make more. I'll make another one.
Oh my god!
Okay,
Disadvantage, I guess.
yep, disadvantage.
Oh, that's good. Okay, 13 plus 4 is 17.
You make a halfway you make a pretty decent plane. It flies straight.
Hi. All right.
Good for you.
Set this with the Patrick.
He's not paying attention to you at all. He's just like looking at the the writing on the floor of his teleportation circle.
I think we can just put it in the box and it'll get sent.
I look for like a piece of charcoal or like a writing utensil real quick.
Okay.
I just write on the plane, throw me. And I put it in the box.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. And that's it?
I believe so.
Hi. All right, Tyrion, to the top.
Okay. Sure. Why not? Let's take you to the top. And he starts heading out, and then you can hear Dalinar just sit up. He's like, just one moment. If you wouldn't mind, you're heading his way, right?
Yes.
If you don't mind, can you, and he like goes off into another room, comes back with a whole bunch of, it looks like a rolled up rug kind of thing, with some doodads kind of bundled up in it. It's like, okay, if you could just take this and give it to your father, that would be much appreciated. There's some instructions inside, and if we set this up right, then I'll be able to just, zip right over there.
Oh, so it's the other end of one of the circles that is here.
Yes.
Okay.
Just don't, and he, like, looks up at the ceiling, he's like, just do it on ground level, yeah? Nothing above it?
Right.
Still not sure?
Probably a good idea.
Yeah, so...
yeah, we'll make sure this gets to him safe and sound.
Okay, thank you. Goodbye.
Right.
And Tyrion leads you up to the top of the tower.
How big is this bundle that looks like a rug? Like, is it like arm spread wide length? Or...
It's about elbow to elbow. If you were like to stretch out your arms, it'd be about that long.
Okay.
Nice. All right. So as y'all are heading up to the top of the tower, we're gonna catch up with the rest of the party's shenanigans.
Luckily, doing something more important than...
Yes.
We helped him with his research. Now we have another side quest to go give this to my father, and we learned that he's okay.
All right, yeah.
We did something.
We did good.
We did it.
Yeah.
Right.
Excellent.
So, with Kaine, Vola, Birdie, and Sifos, you head on over to the harbor. And at this time, it's probably around 6:30 or so. You see quite a few people just finishing up on deck. A few people keeping watch. Some other people heading off of the docks themselves off into town.
Do I see anybody who looks like the harbor master?
Being somewhat familiar with harbors from some merchant style stuff, you can pick out the building where a harbor master would be located.
Cool.
Heading in there, you can see a dwarf just finishing up on some paperwork, dabbing some sand down on it and like brushing off to the side, soaking up some ink, and he looks up and says, how can I help you?
Looking for the black toe.
Black toe. He was like, starts flipping through some pages. Right, black toe. It's gonna be on the pier 11, into the pier.
Alright, do you know if Jory's there?
Jory, he might be there. He might be over at the Wooden Leg. He tends to go there for some drink. More than likely he's over at the wooden leg. So.
How good of a captain is he?
Oh,
In personal opinion.
My personal opinion, he's decent. Does a few runs over to the Goliaths, some Goliath settlements. He makes a bit of a coin over there. Does a decent job. Sticks kind of close to the coast, especially nowadays. So, plays it safe.
Plays it safe.
Yeah.
Do you know if he'd be willing to take a few passengers to the desert?
To the desert? I don't think so.
Even just to the Goliath territory?
Maybe. With the shenanigans we had this morning, I wouldn't be amiss if he wanted to hire a few more guards. So, might be in luck.
We could find your son. Find him son.
Right.
Thank you.
No problem.
All right. To the wooden leg.
So.
Walking out the door, Birdie grabs literally the first sailor that she sees. Wooden leg. Point me.
It's gonna be down the dock.
Thanks. Drops him. Keeps walking.
Alright, so as y'all head out, you head down the harbor and eventually find a sign that just kind of is swinging in the sea breeze. It's a man that's looks like he's just kind of sat off to the side, has a peg leg in his hand and an empty leg, and is just kind of drinking out of his peg leg at this point.
It would be even better if it was literally just like a table or a chair leg that's just hanging from a little chain, just hanging. That's the sign.
But, yeah. You eventually go inside.
Oh, absolutely. I am in the door.
Knock,
Okay.
knock.
So, as you walk inside, there is a pretty rowdy bunch of sailors joking around, singing shanties, and you can see a couple of fights like break out in a couple of corners, people throwing down money. And you'll walk up to the barkeeper and just like polishing a glass like the same fucking shit every day.
Do you know where Jordi is?
Jordi? I know him. He's like looking over the crowd. Yeah, back table on the right.
Is where a fight's brawling out, or
Now it's on the other side of the room.
Cool.
Thank you.
So you'll head through the crowd, passing by a few sailors. One dude kind of leers and is about to like get a little handsy and like looks up and just sees like grim faces. Is like
No, that's good handsy.
in his drunkenness is like
Full of lifts up
just
her
want to
hammer.
kind of keep my hand. But another dude doesn't got as much sense.
He's a little drunker than his friend, huh?
Reaches over and just kind of brushes a very blue tail. It's like, oh yes.
I
have my-
Vola punches the shit out of him.
Then what's the marching order going through here? Because I'm sure it's not wide enough for us to be like side
No,
shoulder to shoulder,
Vola's in
right?
the back.
This is the time she decides to punch somebody is when they're sexually harassing
Cyphos.
Cyphos. You would think she would just laugh.
She's not in the mood.
she
Nobody-
having nobody
There's
shit.
2 women in this group that are not in the mood.
Yeah.
Very true.
All right, so
Yeah, kind of pissed off.
we'll roll for attack.
Oh god.
You stop
17 plus 6,
Oh, I was about to say,
23.
you stop rolling those dice.
Yeah, so
They like
she
both.
literally just, as this dude's like petting Siphos' tail,
You
The
see
Cypher-
Cypher-
It's just, like,
immediately an
skipping.
uppercut coming up, cracking him right in the jaw, and making his teeth just clack. And he's like sliding side to side, and then he just falls straight down into a puddle of something.
I think people will get the message clearly now.
So, as as y'all make the rest of the way through the pub with no one's hands getting anywhere near you, you walk up to Jory's table, and he's just sitting there with a few other people, just drinking, eating a good meal. He looks up, he's like, "Hello."
Are you Jordy?
Oh, yes, I am.
You're leaving tomorrow.
Indeed, I was.
Are you heading to the Goliath capital? Or Goliath harbor?
You know a lot about me. That's a bit odd. What's your names?
My name is Birdie, and I need to be on your boat.
A group
Right.
of us need to be on the boat.
Right.
We'll provide extra muscle, as you can see from that guy over there. And she just points to the guy passed out.
Oh. Okay.
He got a bit handsy.
Y'all want to get to Goliath's territory. I suppose we can work out a arrangement. Yeah. Folks definitely do look like you could handle yourselves, and that's good. That's good. So, I don't have a lot of room on my boat. I got maybe a few hammocks I could spare. But,
Good news is I don't need a bed,
And one person in our group is a
Okay.
halfling.
so he can share.
alright, that's fine.
But can you accommodate a war ram?
War ram. Never sailed with one. How good are they? Have they ever been on a boat?
No.
We're about to find out.
Ah, they,
Oh,
they
well,
will be tomorrow.
right. Well,
Don't worry, we have feed. It shouldn't be an issue.
alright. Take care of your ram. Clean up their shit. And make sure that there's no piss on my deck. And we'll be fine.
Fair enough.
We'll definitely get it.
Alright. Since you need to get there, and since I would much appreciate some added muscle, we'll call it tit for tat, and everybody be on their way and happy, right? Our first stop is going to be a small little settlement near the mountains called Turin.
Does that sound familiar?
Give me a history check.
I'm assuming first thing in the
17,
morning.
18, 19. 20. Dirty 20.
It is it's slightly familiar. It's a river settlement of the Goliaths. Unless you're doing a whole bunch of like shippings type deals, you just might know the name of it. But it does deal with another village further up the river that does a little bit more trading towards the desert.
How far into the Goliath territory are you going?
I'll be heading up around the Horn, and then cutting back any further north is a bit of a risky gamble. Yeah?
Are you going to port?
Yeah, I'll be on that stop.
That's where we're at.
Another question.
Yes.
Do you have cannons on your ship?
No, don't.
Hmm.
I can't afford that shit. So,
We should probably stay here tonight. Have Dio and Leofin meet us here.
They're not leaving till tomorrow. It's fine. What time are you planning to set out?
Oh, well, let's see, well, we were planning on heading out, probably around noonish, so. Probably gonna be, me and the boys probably still gonna be drinking, for a few more hours, so. When, sun comes up, we'll still be asleep. So about noonish.
Sounds fair.
If I pay you 10 gold to be up at dawn.
10 gold to be up dawn. He's just like looking down at his stew, and his ale.
That'll buy you more alcohol in the future.
Oh, I know what gold will do for me, dear. 10 gold. Let's make it 15 gold. And we'll be up as soon as the sun crests the sea.
12 and I won't give you a wake-up call.
13 and I'll have a smile on my face. How about that?
14.
Alright. So, I'll see you as soon as the sun is risen above the sea, and we'll set on out now. Scoot along so I can enjoy my meal with my mates here.
Birdie puts down 3 gold. We'll get the rest when I see you in the morning.
Thank you, dear. Thank you. And as the group, are you going to be leaving this lovely establishment, or?
Oh yeah, I'm not sleeping here.
Yeah.
It's a tavern, not an inn.
Yeah.
That was an odd. It's not just an inn.
Yeah, it's not an inn. It's just
You do not want to sleep here.
it's just a watering hole, man.
So as y'all head out and you start heading towards the tower, the only place you know where the other two have gone.
Cyphos, if you want to go sell your ore, now would be the time.
I can wait for a little bit.
Gonna put more space, and we have 2 hours.
And it's pretty much dead of night at this point, right?
At this point, it's probably around 7:30.
On our way to the tower, I guess I do look for any smithies or anything.
Smelts.
None of them like right around the tower area. Tower area is mostly like kind of like offices, high-end shops, and the harbor
Thanks.
thrown around you. And some banks.
Is there a bank that's open?
There is a bank that is still open now, right now. No.
I'm gonna go with disguise self real quick.
Okay.
I'm going to look. I'm gonna look like a olive skinned human. Brown hair, kind of short.
Surprised you didn't just go with the elf.
Well, I was thinking of the elf, but I was like,
She looks too much like Leopold.
exactly. Cyphers gets weirded out. If he sees him here, he's gonna be like, ugh.
Alright, so you head into the bank.
Mhm.
As you walk in, you can see a bunch of people that are just like starting to close up their tills and all this other stuff. And a billboard kind of off to the side that almost right as you walk into the building. They have a bunch of photos of people kind of like sketched out on them. One is definitely you.
I felt that coming.
And it is a good thing you didn't walk in here as yourself.
Yeah, that's what I was curious about.
There's a guard standing by the door, and he's just like, he sees you walking. He's like, oh,
Friend, how are you?
walk on through, and there's just one till still open. Person looks pretty tired after the day. How can I help you?
Yes, I was hoping to sell some ore that I was gathering.
Uh-huh. What are you doing here?
I figured maybe I didn't see any.
Sir,
smiths.
this is a bank.
I thought maybe there was a way.
No, we don't take, we take coin. Do you have gold, like processed gold or copper or silver in there?
I have copper, unprocessed.
Yeah, take that to a smelter and then bring that back.
Sounds good. Have a pleasant evening.
You too. Have a lovely evening.
May the one be with you, asshat.
What? And make your way out of the bank.
Yeah, fuck off.
But I think that was a terrible idea.
I just said that there were banks.
Oh. How you sound?
Did you ask him where his filter was?
He sounded like he wanted to fuck. He didn't want me there any longer than I. Oh, hang on. I do myself again.
He didn't.
All I heard was his voice. I wasn't really turning back to looks. I didn't know it wasn't Cyphos.
He did not want me to be there. So, like I said, I can wait.
As you make your way back to the tower, we're going to cut back to Leofindio and Tyrion. Okay, so as you can see, he's just kind of breathing a little hard. This is the top of the tower. Hold on. There's not really anything up here.
Hi. So question, does this tower, like, have an anti-magic field around it?
Well, it does have some scripts written around it, mostly around the cannon ports, but that's something you're gonna have to talk about with Dalinar. I don't know that much about that stuff.
Hi, well, can people cast spells up here, is what I'm asking.
Up here?
Hi.
I don't know.
Hi. Alright, never mind.
He said there's nothing up here.
Yeah, there's not really anything up here.
I was expecting to see a whole bunch of those cannons all around here.
Where you want to see cannons are further down.
Oh, okay.
Oh, we passed like 50 of the damn things coming up here.
Oh.
Dio cast fly on himself.
Okay.
And then... Hi, Tyrion, watch this. Just jump off the edge. And fly down. Please tell me that doesn't kill me.
How tall is this tower?
It's 300 feet. I've got fly on. I shouldn't die. And I lost my character tonight.
Oh my god. Why didn't you wait for him to tell you whether or not the spell was working?
Actually,
So,
before I jumped, did the
Oh,
spell
you
work?
can't retract it now, bro.
okay. Which way do you jump? North, east, or south? Actually, also, just gonna call wild magic on that because I haven't had a chance all day and use Ties of Chaos. So let's see what else happens with this. 1% time.
I wanted to say it for weeks.
I know.
59.
Almost.
Who knows? Maybe this will save you.
Oh, am I actually gonna die here?
You're good.
Tell me which side you jumped off, north, east, or south.
I don't know. Guys, would
Roll a d4 and just assign one to each one.
Yeah, fair enough. 4.
North, east, south, west.
West side, so...
Stories?
There are... Okay.
Also, what
As-
happened with my wild magic?
Quit.
As you start singing the song, you cast your magic out. People's weapons in their scabbards begin to glow, and like Tyrion looks down at his scabbards, like, what the hell? And then he hears you say, "Hey, look at this." And then as soon as he looks up, he sees you jumping off the western end of the... He's like, oh god! And he rushes forward and he scoots himself over to the edge and looks down, and he can barely just start to see you falling. Falling.
Leo, what are you doing?
And then you hit
Fly.
the cannon further down. It was about.
Did I not fly at all?
You did not fly at all. You hit the cannon.
Oh.
It was about 50 feet down.
Oh. How much damage is that? That's.
How many
Okay,
pieces
so
I
for
have none.
50 feet, that is gonna be 5d12
Oh.
You're gonna die.
I'll be fine. I'll be
Fucking
fine.
dead, dude.
How many
plus 15.
Ooh, I'll be fine.
44 damage.
I lived. I lived.
What are you at?
Actually, I'm pretty good. Hold on.
Remember, he stood at that
44,
angle of Constitution.
You said? I'm at 21.
Yeah.
His,
Yeah.
Oh,
So
shut!
you can see is just. At first, you're like, okay, got this. That-
Oh, God.
oh, fuck.
Why isn't he flying?
And that word went right through your mind as soon as you hit the cannon. And from up above, you can just see Dio just smack the cannon and then fall down onto the floor, kind of like a dead fish. And you can start seeing him just moving and then looking up. A thumbs up.
Hi. I did it.
I think he was trying to fly.
Huh?
He can fly.
Well, he has,
Well, no,
has
he
some
can't.
kind of spell or something.
Okay, so the tower is sorcelled. That's good.
Hi, I figured that out.
I don't
You
think
can't
can
hear him.
them.
You can't
I
hear
think
him
he's
from
moving
that
still. We
distance.
better
50
get down
feet
there.
below them.
I'm okay.
Okay, let's go down there and
Yeah, we need to hurry.
yeah. If you had jumped off the north or south, I would have just told you to reroll a character.
Because there's no cannons.
There's
on the
no
way
cannons on those sides.
I am so glad I didn't say what I was gonna say.
What were you gonna say?
North.
North?
I
Oh
just
my
said
god.
that-
I was gonna say north too.
down. Yeah, I said roll a d4 and then just went north, south.
To be
east,
fair,
west.
Volca
West is the
resurrected
fourth
me.
one, so it's what side you jumped off of.
Yeah.
It's a good thing that she didn't have to. By the way, what did
I
my
don't think she would have if you committed suicide.
She would have been like,
Olivia's not here?
well, she's
We
also
can all-
not with you.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
she probably heard a.
If she's more
No,
than a minute
she
away.
heard a bunch of screaming and then a splash.
Yeah, if
Well,
it
it-
lasts for more than a minute, I think it's permanent, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's gonna take a
yeah.
minute.
You
No,
would've been
if
straight
it
up
lasts for
dead.
more than a minute, there is a higher level spell that you can use, but not until you're at a higher level.
Looks like you're
Yeah.
gonna have to find a cleric. It'll be fine.
Not at that level.
Oh,
So-
I'm okay.
That costs a lot of money.
So wait, is he just laying on the cannon?
Yeah, he's laying on the ground by the cannon, or on the platform by the cannon.
Oh, so there's like a platform that comes out underneath
Yeah.
everything. Okay.
He hit the cannon and then fell onto
I was
the
thinking
platform.
just a cannon jutting out from the wall, not like a platform with a cannon. I was like, holy crap, did he just
My visualization was Monkey Jack from Pirates of the Caribbean when he gets thrown off the top and he hits the
No,
cannon
yeah.
and then goes
Oh, yeah.
and then goes
Just dangles. to the
slides
side.
over the side.
Yeah.
Oh.
No, there's platforms. So,
Yeah.
after
Crazy
collecting
bastard.
the slightly broken halfling,
Dio, what were you thinking?
Hi, I thought I could fly.
Well,
I clearly can't.
apparently.
Hi. Fuck this tower.
it's probably you know what? Let's just go down.
I could use some booze.
Yeah. So could
would
I.
imagine so.
Hi. I bet I gave you a heart attack.
And he just walks down the stairs.
I wasn't worried at first until we noticed that you weren't flying at all.
Hi. How do you think I felt?
So,
Oh.
as your party makes its way down the tower, for my sanity and the viewer's sake, y'all meet up at the entire group kind of meet up at the base of the tower, and You start talking about
How
a
hurt
few-
does Dio look?
He looks
He's-
really beat
I
up.
mean, he took more than half of his health damage.
He's he's limping.
Dio's just gonna lay on Clive's back and let him walk for him.
The
And,
fuck happened to Dio?
I am
and
alright.
as- that is where we're gonna end it for the night.
That's what he is. Oh my god.
I can't wait to tell Olivia that. Alright, hey y'all, Jared here. Thanks for listening to the Ring of Contrarians podcast. New episodes come out on the 8th, 16th, and 24th of every month. You can listen to us anywhere fine podcasts are found and on YouTube. Check us out on Twitter and Facebook at Of Contrarians. See y'all next time.